Hey, it's Arlen Schweiger, Editor-in-Chief of CE Pro, and today I have Ben Bard, VP of Luxury Residential at Lutron, here with me to discuss the latest trends and solutions in lighting. Ben, thank you so much for joining me in CE Pro.
Thanks, Arlen. Great to be here.
Great. Well, obviously, Lutron, you guys are king of lighting out there in the industry. Tell us a little bit, Ben, about what you guys have for your latest solutions that you've been showing between last year and already, I guess we're just about midway through 2024.
Yeah, great, Arlen. We're super excited about the most recent one, so happy to tell you. So just a little bit of background. Lutron acquired Ketra in 2018, and since then, we've really been focused on improving the quality of light in homes. And we've developed a portfolio of architectural lighting solutions and with many form factors to help designers and dealers execute lighting in the whole home. And so in improving that quality of light, I wanted to explain a little bit. Lutron looks at quality of light in maybe a different way than many people do. So I want to define that a little bit for you. So Lutron defines quality of light as really closely replicating the light that is produced by a black body or a heat emitting source like the sun, firelight, that sort of thing. And so what is common about that light? One, it's dynamic in that it changes. You know, the sun changes color temperature throughout the day. It has a broad spectrum it has a wide range of color temperature and a broad spectrum of ability to render environments to make colors pop and that sort of thing. And so it's more than what you can read in a spec sheet. It's more than CRI, and Lutron focuses on all those aspects and is really trying to bring that dynamic quality of light to homes. And so in that architectural space, you know, one of the most important form factors is the downlight. And Lutron was excited about 2 weeks ago to launch two new families of downlights. So that's our Ketra D2 and a Rania D2. And so Ketra D2 is, if you're familiar with the Ketra D3, you would know what it can do. And so the D2 is really better in every way. So it's, you know, a smaller aperture. So it's a 2-inch aperture, you know, more light output as far as lumens, more trim options, ultra slim housings, precision aiming mechanism, and that same Ketra quality of light that Ketra has always had. And really, we've also been able to reduce the price of that. So it's really, we're pretty proud of that product. And then we also launched the Rania D2, which is an even lower price point, and that's exceptional white light. And so that really follows the black body curve and produces a more exceptional white light than anything else that's out there, except for Ketra. And so that has the same mechanical housings as Ketra, and it's a lower price point than Ketra. So it allows you to kind of complete a job with the same look in the ceilings, at a lower price point in some of the other areas with Ketra in the main areas. So we're really excited that this kind of helps us fill out the offering.
Excellent. So Ben, you guys have some different form factors, and you address various applications in the home. What are some of those things that you make your products really integrator friendly in terms of their flexibility to meet the client's demands these days or the interior designer's demand?
Yeah, absolutely. So with those new products, we increased the number of trim optic options, and improved the quality of those trims and optics. So that's one way with the new products. But in general, Lutron has wireless control to all its fixtures. And so that really allows flexibility of time on the job because you don't have to pull extra wires to those lights. So it's high voltage that electricians are familiar with, and that's it. And then you get ultimate control to zone those lights, configure them, control them dynamically later through our software. So a lot of flexibility there. And then with the new products, you know, we had a lot of these requests from the design community and from dealers to have flexibility of budget options. And so that's one of the primary reasons we brought out Rania D2 was to provide other budget options. So if Ketra is not the right product for the entire house, you can use Rania in conjunction with it. So that's, budget flexibility is super important to the channel. And then, we have provide all the form factors to try and solve all the solutions that dealers will encounter. So, linear and strip lighting, lamps, downlights, track lighting, et cetera. And so we're going to continue to improve that portfolio.
Great. Ben, in terms of some of those trends, some of the applications that are being requested, whether it's the customer, the homeowner, the designer, the architect, what are you hearing out there from your integrators for, what they're looking more for these days as opposed to in the past? What are some of the things that are getting more requests from either, the builders or the integrators?
Yeah. So one key one that kind of led to these new products that we launched is a trend in the design community of a quieter ceiling. So letting the light be the hero, really, that comes from light fixtures, but really quieting down the ceiling. So, there's not much visible. So mud-in trims and smaller apertures is really what the solutions are to that. And so that's why Lutron took the D3, which was a 3-inch aperture, and reduced it to a 2-inch aperture in the D2 in both Rania and Ketra. And then the other trends that we're seeing out there is, more desire for, better, more clean looking form factors in tracks, cylinders, remodelers, and those sorts of things. And that's the design community has really asked us for that, and the dealers to have more form factors and have those be more elegant and simpler. So, there'll be more to come there from us, but, we've extended the range to help them do that. And then you can't read an article without seeing articles talking about well-being or, how lighting affects your energy. And while there's not a lot of data to show conclusively that is the case, what that has led to is a lot of interest in more dynamic lighting. And we look at that like that's the light you live under with the sun. It's dynamic. And so that's a base principle for us in lighting. And but we see that as a trend in the design community and in dealers, that more dynamic lighting or the ability to control the CCT of the light at different times of the day for different moods, for different preferences, to follow the sun, those sorts of things. So that's a big trend that we've seen.
Great. Yeah, that's some interesting insights there, Ben. I really appreciate you sharing those. Certainly, it kind of leads me to ask then, whether it's for end user homeowners, or architects or designers, what are your dealers doing then to really highlight some of these solutions, either in their showrooms, if they have a home showroom, or how are they outfitting it? How are they focusing on that? And then, are they giving it to their technicians and others in the company to help install in their own homes so they can also get a better feel for how it performs?
Yeah. Yeah, a couple of things there, Arlen. The dealers being confident in the product themselves and knowing the details of it to feel more confident about it goes a long way, because the homeowners are trusting the dealers to make selections and configure the best experience for them. And so when the homeowners sense and the design community sense the confidence that the dealer has, we see a much better sales success rate. So living with the products and really getting deep with them to understand the benefits and be passionate about them yourself as a dealer, super important to exude that confidence. And then as far as the experience centers, or the experience that they can experience the light, Lutron has had experience centers ourselves for a long time. And the reason we do that is because it's really hard to describe ambiance and get what that means, or to describe the way light makes you feel and get that across in words. You have to experience it. And so we knew that for a long time, and we've been building experience centers. And dealers in regions where dealers are near those experience centers, they can use our experience centers to bring clients through and help them see the experience. But many of our dealers have built their own experience centers, and we assist them with that, and they do it on their own, and they can follow the scripts that we've provided in our experience centers, but they create their own experience centers, and we see a huge difference in the sales rate of our lighting products, especially as we're talking about today, when a dealer has a good showroom and can convey a good experience versus when they don't. Major difference. It's night and day. And so we encourage dealers to find a way to get the experience across. And then recently, because that's pretty costly and, also it requires travel to get there physically, that can be a challenge. So Lutron launched the Luxury Experience app, which is an iPad app that's available in the App Store today. And it's a digital version of that experience, which really conveys some of those magical moments that you can get when you are in one of our experience centers, but can do that through an app. And it's not going to replace the in-person experience, but it can help you get the point across and maybe get 80% of that experience across to a client through a digital form that's much more deployable. So we really see that as a companion to your own experience center, and that's why we launched that app recently. And it's had really good feedback that it's helping dealers do that.
Sure. And any integrators who attended CD Expo last year got a taste of all that stuff. In Lutron's booth, they had excellent demos, really two demo rooms um, that they were comparing last year from, the difference between relaxation lighting and, lifestyle lighting and all that. It was great. And we look forward to seeing what Lutron's going to have again this year. Ben, in terms of those lighting demos that are in the showroom, or maybe they're at at the homeowner's own home that they're going to be putting the project in. What are some of the best practices you have there for showing it in terms of like creating wow factors? Should they make appointments during the evenings when things will be just glowing out there? What do you guys uh, really, what do you say to your dealers about that?
Yeah. Well, first, understanding the client that you're speaking to, or the designer's client that you're speaking to, and understanding who they are and what they care about is really important. So you can tailor those and personalize those moments to the individual, because different moments are going to resonate with different individuals. For example, how Ketra and vibrancy can highlight artwork for someone who has an art collection is one of those moments where they immediately understand the benefit of that lighting because they're an art collector, for example. And then how dynamic lighting like Ketra can energize your life during midday and help you relax and wind down in the evening on the same button with natural show. And so really understanding your client and what will resonate with them and picking the moments that help them see the value simply is a very important first and foremost. Demos can be great in the evening, and golden hour, is a beautiful time to show the benefits of light because it's so magical. But during the day, that's only 1 hour of the day. So during the day can be even more impactful with the use of shades. And so what some of our successful dealers have done, and we do in our showrooms, is use blackout shades to create evening during the day where you can show that ambiance and relaxation and what all those benefits that can happen in the evening. But then equally with dynamic lighting, like what Lutron provides, you can show how you can bring the outside light in by opening the shades and then showing how the electric light in the room can match the color temperature of that outside light and how much better that feels during the day. So during the day, it can be even more powerful because you can highlight both of those things. And the benefit of shades along with that. So we see a lot of successful dealers being able to do it at any time of the day with the use of shades.
Yeah, very interesting there. And of course, Lutron, obviously, equally big shade provider as you are with lighting these days. So when you throw it all together, Ben, you're creating a very compelling solution for your integrators to sell for their clients. Now, where can the integrators uh, get a hold of you guys in terms of if they need support on project designs? Do you guys do trainings? Do you do some on-site assistance, tech support, things like that? What's the best way for them to get in contact with you, and what can they expect from the Lutron teams?
Yeah. So first, what most of our dealers tell us is enable them to do their work. And so have a set of tools that we built that we call Lutron Connect, which is a cloud connected set of tools that's really enabling them to be the expert. And so first and foremost, we've baked all these new products that I just mentioned into those tools to enable them to do it all very easily in a way that they understand and they've been trained on. And we have trainings, tons of trainings on those tools, including the new stuff. And then Lutron has a large portfolio of trainings, including online and in the field, delivered by Lutron's reps or others. And we have launched significant set of new trainings to go along with this product, and they're rolling out around the country now in person. Many dealers are attending them, so sign up for one of those trainings and check out the new products. They're live on luxury.lutron.com. And so go over there and check them out, and you can reach out to us through your reps in the field and sign up for any of those new trainings that we have. So that'd be great.
Awesome. Well, thanks for adding the URL there at the end. Again, dealers, go to that website, get a lot more from Lutron there. And with that, Ben Bard from Lutron, thank you so much for joining CE Pro and giving us some very keen insights on what's going on in the world of lighting and a bit in the world of shades too.
Thanks, Arlen. It's been great.